This is a video tutorial on how to align and blend multiple images in Photoshop. So I've already started Photoshop with fresh preferences. And the next thing I want to do is take my two images that I have here on my desktop. One, I have an image where the word Adobe Photoshop is in focus, and the other one, the words Adobe After Effects are in focus. And you can see that as I flip through these two, you can see that I did not use a tripod. But I do want to align these to each other and blend them so that both titles are in focus. So to do that, I will be using Photoshop, and I could open these two images by dragging and dropping them over here. However, that will open up each of those images separately, and I do want to load these as a stack. So I will go to the File menu, go down to Scripts, and select Load Files into Stack. It's asking me to find two or more files to put into the stack, so I will navigate to them and open. It will ask if you want to automatically align the source images, which is absolutely available to you. I will show you another way to do this if you already have your images open in Photoshop. So I will not select this at this time, and I will not create a smart object after loading those layers. Say OK. And now instead of two separate documents, I will have one. The process to stack them can take a little bit of time because, well, in my case, I have large images. You'll see that it creates a new document called Untitled 1, and in your Layers panel, you'll see that each image has loaded as a layer. If I turn on and off visibility for my topmost layer, I can see what's below it, and I can see that they are not aligned to each other. So now what I'll do is I will Shift select both layers, go to the Edit menu, and Auto Align Layers. So in that original load files as stack or load images as stack, it asked if you wanted to automatically align. This is what it does. So I'll select that and say OK. Now if I turn on and off visibility for my topmost layer, I can see that the contents appear to be aligned to each other. But it has left transparent areas. Let's say you have opened these two files already and they've opened into separate tabs. So here I'm clicking between the two different tabs, the two different documents, and you can see as I do click between them that they are the same size, but they're not aligned, right? So I want to get both of these into one document where I can see both layers. So the easiest way to do that would be to go to the File menu, again go to Script, Load Files into Stack. And this time select Add Open Files, and it will load your two open files into here. You say OK. And now they are both in there in a new document called Untitled 1. So you'll need to rename that file by saving it. If I turn on and off visibility for the top layer, I can see the bottom layer. And again, I can select both those layers and go to Edit, Auto Align Layers. This dialog box is just asking if you want to align them as a panorama, and now they are aligned. So I want to blend these two together. So with them still selected, if they're not, select them again. Go to the Edit menu again and Auto Blend Layers. It realizes that you are stacking images and not creating a panorama. I do want seamless tones and colors, and I will allow it to try to fill in the transparent areas and say OK. Once it has processed them, you can see that it has created a new layer with them merged. If we did not select Fill in the transparent areas with Content Aware content, then this layer would not be created. So what it would create though is these two separate layers with masks. So it applies a mask to each of the layers, keeping the areas that are in focus visible. So if I turn off AE focus and we just look at the PS focus one, we can see that it has kept all the content visible that is in focus. And if I do the opposite and we look at AE focus, I can see that my After Effects text is in focus and it kept that content as well. So when I turn them both on, it tries to blend in those areas with seamless tones and colors. But with them not merged, it does not fill in the transparent areas. And that is how to align and blend in Photoshop.